Today I'm going to discuss my diagnosis of breast cancer because there is another YouTuber who got diagnosed with the exact same thing. So I am going to explain this in the hopes that it will help someone, and also it will maybe put our minds at ease that we're going to be just fine. And I'll also explain why I know we're going to beat this and be just fine in the long run, because the HER was negative, which is a good thing. The ER positive was the ER was positive, which is a good thing. The PR was positive, which is a good thing, and the stage, unfortunately, is not known at this time because I was just diagnosed. So let's discuss.
Jesus is the healer, everything's alright. He's the healer of my heart, the lifter of my soul. When the world feels broken, he's the one in control. No storm too mighty, no valley too wide. Jesus is the healer, standing by my side.
I really want to make this simple and not have it be a long, drawn-out class, right? This is not a class. This is an explanation. So when we look at our breast, ladies and gentlemen, but this is more true for the women because we breastfeed. So in our breast, we have three main categories. And you want to think of the lobules as the milk containers. These are the sacs that hold the milk for the baby, produce the milk for the baby. And then we have ducts. These are like tubes that go from the lobules to the nipple. They deliver the milk to the baby. And then the rest of our breast is just fat and connective tissue. That's all it is. So think of the breast as milk containers, tubes that deliver milk to the baby, and fat. And now there's two main kinds of breast cancer. There's lobular breast cancer and ductal breast cancer. So invasive ductal carcinoma is the most common type of breast cancer. This starts in the milk ducts and spreads to the surrounding tissue of the breast. The lobular carcinoma originates in the milk glands, right in the milk containers, and spreads to the surrounding breast tissue. And then we have mixed breast cancer, which involves both the lobules and the milk ducts. And then we have what is known as inflammatory breast cancer. This is a rare, aggressive, and fast-growing cancer that blocks lymph vessels in the breast, making it appear inflamed. So these are your basic four types of breast cancer. But then there's also subcategories of involved in this, and that's non-invasive, called in situ, or invasive. All right. So in situ means that the cancer cells are contained within the milk ducts and haven't spread to the surrounding tissues. So, and then invasive means infiltrating, that it has spread to the surrounding tissue. Now, between the types and the subcategories, then we have all kinds of breast cancer that you could be diagnosed with. But what I'm going to focus on is my cancer. I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma in situ. All right? So, let's continue to talk about that. So, based upon what we learned so far, in situ means that it has not spread. It's in the ducts. So, I have ductal carcinoma in situ, means it's in the ducts. However, I was diagnosed with invasive, means that not only is it in the ducts, but it is now spread outside the ducts and starting to spread to other areas, right? So there's a tumor that's 1.4 centimeters, and not only is it in the ducts, but it's on the outside of the ducts as well. So I was diagnosed with IDCIS, invasive ductal carcinoma in situ. All right? So that's the diagnosis. Now let's talk about the HER positive or negative, the ER positive or negative, and the PR positive or negative. My doctor explained to me today that she likes to look at cancer and in 3 buckets, she said, HER, ER, and PR. Now let me explain that. HER is a long acronym for growth proteins, what the cell needs to grow in our body. There's 4 types of cell proteins in our body. The HER2 is specific for breast cancer. So the first bucket that the doctor explained that she looks at is the HER2. Is my cancer driven by protein? Mine came out trace or negative, so the good news is no. My cancer is not driven by cell growth proteins, and that is a good thing. So if your HER2 is negative, that is good. So as the doctor explained it, bucket number 2 she looks at is estrogen. Okay, inside the cancer cell is estrogen receptors. The body takes your extra estrogen and it binds to the receptor and it tells the DNA, hey, keep dividing, keep growing this cancer cell. All right, so my cancer came back ER positive, means estrogen receptor positive, which means that it is driven by the hormone estrogen. In like manner, it also came back progesterone positive. So, in like manner, the body takes your extra progesterone, binds to the progesterone receptor, and the cancer's DNA says, hey, this is progesterone, keep dividing, keep growing the cancer. So, my cancer is hormonally driven, not protein driven. So we got the 3 buckets: HER, progesterone, and estrogen. Now, let's talk about grades and stages of cancer. This is where it becomes important to understand. All right, so far, all I know is the grade of my cancer, what it looks like under a microscope. Now, to make a long, medically involved story short, the higher the grade, the quicker the cancer is likely to spread. Okay, so we have grade 1. That is a normal cell that's well differentiated, right? Well defined, right? No problems. Grade 2 is moderately differentiated. It starts to look abnormal. Grade 3 is poorly differentiated. Remember, grade 3 and 4, the higher the grade, the more likely it is to spread. So with poorly differentiated cells, we need to be careful. We need to act quickly, right? And then we have grade 4, where it's totally undifferentiated in the cell. It starts to mix. It looks like a whole bunch of nonsense, right? So the important takeaway with the grade is the higher the grade, the more quickly it will spread. Mine is a grade 2. It's just starting to become undifferentiated, right? It's just starting to look like it might be a little problem. So grade 2 is not that bad. In my opinion, it is very likely very, very treatable. Very, very treatable. Now, I don't know the stage yet because we have to go in there, we have to operate, and we have to look. Where is it spread? So grade is what it looks like under a microscope. Stage is where is it? Now let me explain staging because staging because the doctor actually looks at three things when he or she stages cancer. So the three things that are involved in the staging of the cancer is the actual size of the tumor, T, and the lymph node involvement, and where it has metastasized. So we look at three things when we stage breast cancer: T and M, tumor, lymph nodes, and metastasis. So when we look at the tumor size, there's actually 5 stages. We actually start with stage 0, which is very small inside the glands. Okay, that's the tumor size. With the lymph nodes involved, there's no involvement of the lymph nodes, and it's confined to the breast area, and it's not outside the breast area. That's 0. Okay, so I could be a grade 2, 0. We don't know that until we go in and look at it. All right. So with stage 1 breast cancer, the tumor size is less than 2 centimeters. So we already know that I am a 1 because my centimeter is 1.4. Less than 2. So mine's 1.4, right? So that makes it a stage 1 as far as tumor size. She said, looking at the pathophysiology report, that there's no involvement of the lymph nodes, so that's a good thing. And then she believes that it's confined to the breast area and it's not outside the breast area. That's what she believes. So now notice with a stage 0 and 1, there is 100% cancer survivor rate. 100%. So this is how I know I'm going to beat this, because I got a small circle of 13 people. I have 5 churches praying for me, and then the treatment. I'll get into the treatment in a minute. Let me finish the staging. So with stage 2, the tumor size is 2 to 5 centimeters. The lymph nodes are affected by cancer, and it's still confined to the breast area, and it's not outside the breast area. That's 2. With stage 3, the cancer cell is 5 centimeters and larger. The lymph nodes are affected by cancer. The lymph nodes are important because the lymph nodes fight infection in the body. The lymph nodes drain your body system when there's an infection. So lymph nodes are very important. Lymph nodes can also spread, if you have a problem. So this is why the lymph nodes are very important. But the lymph nodes are in charge of infection control. And then, so it is affected by cancer, the lymph nodes, and the cancer has spread to the muscles or the skin. Okay, and as far as the spreading, it is confined to the breast area and not outside. All right, but what makes it a stage 3 is the lymph nodes are infected, and it's reached the muscles and the skin. All right, so that's not a good thing. So there's only a 61%, well, that's still high, isn't it? A 61% of a 5-year survival rate. And then we have stage 4, which nobody wants to get that. Your tumor can be any size at all. Your lymph nodes are totally affected by cancer, and the cancer is spread outside the breast to any other organ or any other part of your body. So stage 4 is not a good thing, and there's a 20% survival rate. So as the stages go higher, the survival rate goes down. But guys, I totally believe I'm stage 0 or 1. And if we look at the statistics, 100% passing rate. So, survival rate, sorry, not passing. We're not taking a test. I tutor nursing students, so, I feel like I'm tutoring right now, but I'm just giving you a explanation presentation for my friend who has cancer. Please don't worry. We got this. Both me and you got this. Because your cancer is only 0.4 centimeters. I don't even know how they found yours. And mine's 1.4 centimeters. Now, there's 2.2 centimeters in an inch, right? So my tumor is about a half inch. Your tumor doesn't even register. So, we're going to be wonderful. Now, let's talk about the different kinds of treatment. So a word of encouragement to the person I'm making this video for. If your cancer is a 1A, just be rest assured that it is 100% survivable. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. God is good. Let's say my cancer is a 2 because the tumor is a little bigger, right? So let's say my cancer is a 2A or a 2B. They're both 100% survivable, so we need to stop being crybabies. No. On a serious note, cancer is very scary because it's deadly. That's why it's scary. And so I suffer from depression and anxiety and all that, and this is why I cry. This is why your love and your support and your prayers mean so much to me. Because even as a Christian, I get sad. But, when we're going through troubles and situations and trouble with our health, always think positive. God will always help us. God will always hold our hand. God will never let us down and never let go of our hands. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. All right, so let's talk about the treatment. Okay, so we have surgery. Okay, so in my case, I'm planning on getting a lumpectomy, maybe a mastectomy. So what is that? So a lumpectomy is just taking out the tumor and a little bit more, right, to make sure. The important thing is when you have surgery, they want to make sure that you have clean, defined edges. They want to make sure that they vacuumed in the corners, that there's nothing left, right? So first they do a lumpectomy, just take out the tumor. Then surgery would include a mastectomy, removing the whole breast. If there's any chance, just remove the whole breast. I'm all for a lumpectomy. I'm all for a mastectomy. Okay, then we have radiation therapy. Now listen, I am against radiation and chemo, and I'll tell you why. Because radiation kills not just the cancer cells, but good cells. So, it starts to wear and tear on your body. I'm not a fan of that. But radiation therapy uses high energy X-rays to kill cancer cells. And unfortunately, kills good cells. All right? I am not, and will not have chemotherapy, which uses medicines to kill the cancer cells. But it doesn't just kill the cancer cells; it kills good cells too. And this is where you have a lot of side effects with the chemo and the radiation. because it's not something that our body normally produces. So I am not a fan of radiation and chemo. I know that my friend who's taken me to all the appointments, my godsend friend, is trying to talk me out of it, but I want quantity of life, not quality of life, not quantity of life. My life's been a little rough here on earth. And since I believe there's a heaven, why would I prolong this earth when I could go to heaven? But, like I said, I don't even think it's going to come to that. Based on what I just, talked about with the grading and the stages, I don't even believe I'm going to need the radiation and the chemo. What I am going to need and what I am for is the hormonal therapy. Remember I said I had too much estrogen and too much progesterone. So remember I said that they, bind to the cells and attach to the DNA and tell the DNA, hey, keep dividing, keep making more. Well, when you take hormone therapy, they're anti-cell receptor they're cell receptor blockers, right? They go in between actually, let me go get a picture. So remember what I talked about. Here's a cell, right? And remember the estrogen is outside and the light purple circles were the estrogen receptors. Well, with medication, the medication takes the place of the estrogen, and the medication goes inside the cell, attaches to the receptor, and does not or blocks the estrogen and the progesterone from being able to attach. The hormones cannot attach to the receptor because the medication is, right? So that's how hormone replacement therapy works. Now, I'm all for hormone replacement therapy because our body naturally, not hormone replacement therapy, hormone therapy. I'm all for hormone therapy because all that medication does is stops the estrogen from connecting to the receptor. That's all. That's all it does. Stops the estrogen and the progesterone. I'm all for that. Then we have the targeted therapy. Now, the targeted therapy targets proteins that help the cancer grow and spread. So we already know I don't need the targeted therapy because the HER2 was what? Was negative. So no targeted therapy needed. Then there's one more type of therapy. I don't think I see it on the board, and that is immunotherapy. Okay, now immunotherapy helps your body's immune system fight cancer, your own immune system fight the cancer. Again, I don't think it needs to come to that. So for the person that I'm making this video, you and I are on the same journey, right? So here's the thing. Lumpectomy, mastectomy, and hormone therapy. We both have the same diagnosis, except your tumor is smaller. Now, you're going to find out when you go back to the doctor what the stage is. But remember, stage 0 and stage 1 is 100%. 5-year survival rate. Stage 2 is 87%. Stage 3 is 67%. And stage 4 is 20%. So, breast cancer, ladies and gentlemen, breast cancer is 100% beatable. I can feel it in my soul. Thank you for my close circle of friends. Thank you for my prayer warriors. Thank you for my supporters. Me and this other YouTuber that are going through this together. Keep praying for us because God loves us and we got this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next video. God bless you. Keep me in your prayers. And I still have my YouTube prayer book. If you need prayer, comment down below. Let's all pray for each other. This is what life is about. Helping each other. Holding each other's hands. Loving each other. and never lose your faith in the Lord. I have created another AI video this morning because I cannot sleep. So I'm going to play this AI song in its entirety. So please listen to the words and enjoy.
Whoa, woke up feeling heavy like the night won't end. Shadows on my spirit where the light won't bend. But I hear a whisper breaking through the fight. Jesus is the healer, everything's alright. He's the healer of my heart, the lifter of my soul. When the world feels broken, he's the one in control. No storm too mighty, no valley too wide. Jesus is the healer, standing by my side. Tears fall like rivers, but they won't drown me. Through the pain and struggle, I know I'm set free. The scars might linger, but they tell the fight. Jesus is the healer, everything's alright. He's the healer of my heart, the lifter of my soul. When the world feels broken, he's the one in control. No storm too mighty, no valley too wide. Jesus is the healer, standing by my side. Every breath I take is a gift of grace. Even in the darkness, I can see his face. The healer of my heart, the keeper of my days. I lift my hands in worship, I give him all my praise. He's the healer of my heart, the lifter of my soul. When the world feels broken, he's the one in control. No storm too mighty, no valley too wide. Jesus is the healer, standing by my side. Through my soul, when the world feels broken, he's the one in control. No storm too mighty, no valley too wide. Jesus is the healer, standing by my side.